Alright, so I'm trying to lay out the scroll right here. And I've actually changed these dimensions. I made that 3 inches, and I'm going to make this dimension here 6 inches. And I'll fix that on the plans, but you know, what I do is always a work in progress as I'm going. And so anyway, to do that, this is showing that I got a radius of 1.69, which I'm going to make it 1 3/4 to make that easier to develop. And the way I do that is, so the radius is 1 3/4, so I just put my pointer there and run my pencil out to there. Come down on one side. This is just a manila folder that I'm using as a template. And you take this hook rule and mark off 6 inches here. And then I want to take a T-square and draw me a straight line out from that. Now I'm just going to take my compass that I set to 1 3/4, like that. And I'm going to put the pencil on my line here, and then just set the point right on the edge of my paper and draw a circle. Alright, now my next radius is 3.35, which is annoying, so I'm going to do 3 1/4. So again, I just let my compass out. To 3 1/4, plus just a little bit of that. These are not the least bit important as far as being exact. Alright, so now, how do I get this in the right place? Well, I'm going to put the pointer on the line, and then I'm going to look and see where does my pencil intersect, and I'm going to keep moving it down. So in other words, see my pencil's intersecting my circle, and I just want to keep moving it down until I get something like that where it's just grazing it. And so then do that. And that's going to give me, so at 3 inches. So now if I come down, since my apron is 3 inches, I'm going to mark that right here. Take my T-square and draw me another line across like that. And then when I erase this stuff, so that's going to be my curve right there. Now, see this line right here? Not crazy about that, because I really would have rathered that this tail up here intersected, you know, that my line was up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that smaller. Like I said, work in progress. And the way I'm going to judge that is just start here and pull it down until I get something kind of close. Now again, I'm going to work over until I get to where I'm intersecting this circle. There. I like that better. I like how that curves up into it better. So again, it's just, you know, what you like. Get you something that you like the way it looks. And so now I'll just cut this out, and I can use this as a template to transfer this to all my boards. So here's the template we just made. And so eventually this is going to look like that. Okay? And I'm kind of cheap or wasteful or whatever. Don't like to waste things, or frugal. Frugal's a good word. I kind of like that one. Okay, so I could have used a 6-inch board and cut the center out of it, but I didn't want to do that because I would have wasted this. And on this one it's not so bad, but on the side ones you're going to waste a huge amount. So what I'm doing is I'm gluing this up. So if you don't want to do this, just get you a board that's wide enough to do your apron width and your scroll like that, and then you can just cut out the entire board. So now with all of that said, what I have to do now is get these pieces glued on here, so that I can trace this and then cut it out. I just want to take a second to tell you about these F-clamps that I got at Harbor Freight, and they were like $4 a piece, and I bought a dozen of them for this project, and I've been really happy with them. They get kind of mixed reviews on there, but they're really sturdy built, and they've worked really well on this project. They open up to 12 inches, which, you know, is going to take care of almost everything that I need for this project. Anyway, I don't get any money off of these. I just wanted to let you know. Now, I may, I'll see if I can find them on Amazon if I can. But I mean, they got them at Harbor Freight, so buy them there. They'll be cheaper. I'll see if I can find them on Amazon. Now, if you buy them from Amazon, I will get a little bit of money off of it. But, you know, just go to Harbor Freight if you've got one. If you want these, and you'll be able to get them cheaper. Anyway, so let me get these glued up. All right, so I've marked our scroll on the ends like that. Now you can see there's this much sticking out. So it's supposed to be 6 inches from here to here. So what I'm going to do is run these through the table saw and get these nice and flat at 6 inches. So they'll all be exactly the same. All right, I've set up a dado head to cut the tenon on the end of the skirts, and it's not wide enough to cut. It's going to be 1.5 inches. It's not wide enough to do that, so I'll run it and then I'll just move it over and knock that last little bit off. So we got our tenons cut, and when I put the tenon in the slot, like that, and you know, there's nothing more satisfying than a tenon that just fits perfectly like that. But, okay, so you can see there's a little gap here, and our apron is a little bit, can you see that? No. The apron is a little bit too long, and that was intentional. So what I want to do now is cut this tenon back 1/4 inch on this end so that it'll slide down over this and hide it and meet evenly here. All right, so I've got to cut 1/4 inch off of the bottom of the tenon, and so I've just set a compass to 1/4 inch, and I can run that right along the bottom as a guide. And then I'll just go to the bandsaw and I'll cut right down this edge and across there. So that's got this video series complete. Just a few things to tidy up that I didn't cover in the main part of the video. When the skirt was completed, it was then sanded with 120 sandpaper and then 220, and then it was finished with water lux just like the top was. The other thing is the top is connected to the skirt using figure 8 connectors like this one right here. There'll be a separate video to show you how to use those, but the nice thing about them is they'll swivel, so as your top expands and contracts, it keeps it from splitting your top or tearing your skirt apart as time goes on. The other thing I need to talk about, let me zoom down here to the bottom. Okay, so you can't really see them very well, but you'll see right there on the bottom, the feet. I showed at the end of the video on making the legs how I cut those on the table saw, but I didn't show me attaching them, and they're just glued on, and then put a couple of finish nails in them just to hold them on. Okay, so all that's left is to get this moved into the kitchen and start using it. I hope this project was entertaining to you. Thank you for watching.